We are back in Fort Milestone 1. Last time we learned that Rune is Sarah, and Sarah is Rune, and Rune is Rudosavitz's sister, who is dead, but in life she was a little bitch. We don't really know. Every time we've gone up to someone, they've just been like, oh, holy shit. Anyway, we know that Rudo's name carries weight here, and that we need to do stuff and rescue Rune, because she's in trouble. What do you make of Mr. Athlon's reaction? I cannot say, milady. One thing I can say, though, there's a lot of bad history associated with Rune. With what we've learned since our encounter with Rudosavitz this afternoon, I feel as if we may have bit off more than we could chew. But seeing as One has provided us with a lead, I suggest we take up his offer and proceed to Avils before the specified time tomorrow night. Do you think we could go there and ask around now? I bet we... Oh god. I bet we might learn something new. I don't see why not. I'm sorry, Ritona, but I just can't wait until tomorrow night. I need to know. I understand, milady. Let's head over there now and see if their patrons know anything that might help us. There's always a chance that we could run into this Owless character before tomorrow. Indeed! Yeah, everyone's in the exact same spot we left them. I've never seen so many people drinking this much before the early evening. It's making me thirsty. I knew it! Ritona's drunk! I think having an early ale is good if it gives them enough energy to make it to the early evening. Hello again, girls! Now you're a sight for sunrise, a pair of bright beautiful blossoms gracing this random tavern. This tavern looks like a bloody swag hole. You remember us? Your memory is commendable, especially for working in an establishment as popular as this. How could I forget times as dazzling as you two? If I did, I'd bash me thick noggin until it got jogging. Ah! This guy wants to V. Attention everyone, that fellow there is walking out the last order of the service. Oh, what does that mean? That fella there is walking out the last order of the service? I don't understand. Oh. We ain't taking no more orders. Come back again soon for the evening service. Oh jeez, I'm real sorry, girls. I know you came out of your way, but could you please come back again for tonight's dinner service? I'll be sure to save you again. To be honest, we weren't hoping for a meal when we came here today. You weren't? We have a question that we needed to ask, and we're hoping to find out here. That's very sad, but this is Sergeant. Do you know anybody hidden by the name of Albus? Albus? You mean Albus Dumbledore? Falster? Of course I know him. Falster? Why is that familiar? He's one of our dear regulars. Could you describe his physical appearance for us? We need to put a name to a face. I'm recording my mic, yes. I'm sure he's a quiet, shy-looking middle-aged drip. But don't let his soft-looking mug fool ya. His smarts are sharper than our butcher's cleaver. I think he works at some its enterprise too. He dosed? I don't know if it's like one of those things like, he doused! He doesn't come around much anymore, but when he does, he always eats dinner over there. The waiter points out a specific seat near the center of the tavern. Oh, whoops. That's perfect. Thank you for your assistance. I never knew that Mr. Falster wasn't to terms with his age yet. What? That sly devil, I suppose the younger lady's going for the shy act. If he's had this much success with it already. Oh god, this person thinks we're having a threesome. Ritona has not changed her expression. She's like, yeah. Typical. I'm going to kindly inform you that your line of thought is gravely mistaken. We only asked that our question be answered. We didn't need the extra commentary or the misconception of your infuriating fantasies.
You look scary when you're angry, Ritona.
Okay, so now we're just hanging out. We're not gonna wait at the table. Oh, whatever. What should we do now, my lady? We can return later to the tavern tonight to see if Albus is around.
Hey, hello, Ritona, look over there.
Huh? Rune. Those eyes. And this music. Oh, shit.
Good afternoon, Miss Selphine and Miss Ritona.
A spark jolted throughout my entire body from shock.
Run.
What's going on? What happened to your eyes? They're lifeless. This time Rune doesn't just appear to lack emotion. She feels lifeless. I don't know any other way to accurately elaborate this eeriness, but I would liken her to a doll. How could she be alive when she feels so devoid of life?
I've been looking for you two. I sincerely apologize for being unable to meet with you both at the appointed time.
There wasn't a speck of sincerity to be felt, as Rune arched her body downwards in a bow.
Rune, what happened to you? Why didn't you meet with us? This is the settlement stone Master Rudo confiscated from me earlier today. This is the reason I wanted to meet with you both this afternoon, but my carelessness greatly delayed that meeting. Please take this. The stone is all yours.
Forget about the stone. What happened? Did that man do anything to you? Who is Rudo Savitz and what is he to you? Why do you call him Master Rudo?
Because Rudo Savitz is my master and owner.
Was it my imagination or did Rune grin out of the corner of her mouth just now? I don't trust her. I don't trust her. I know she's the victim, but I don't trust her. She's gonna do something. It's a variable expression that is entirely dependent on whether... Oh god, my face. Whatever emotion a person associated with, but Rune's emotional detachment from the grin is abnormal.
Oh no, you're not an object, nor do you belong to anyone, Rune. Why do you call him your own now? Because I am an object, Miss Selphine.
Oh god, this is not okay. She spoke those words out without any hint of hesitation, her voice clear and sharp as crystal. I need some ginger beer. That is some good ginger beer. What's in the... I don't believe it's Rune. Rune, is he holding you against your will? Is he blackmailing you?
Master Rudo is neither holding me against my will, nor is he blackmailing me. I am willingly in the employ of Master Rudo. As I am willingly here, meeting with you both.
Huh? What was that? It was slight, but no matter how much I tried to convince myself otherwise, it was a sign of emotion. She's being ordered to do this, but she doesn't wanna.
You don't appear to be at this side willingly, Rune. You can't fool me.
Milady.
Rune, please tell us everything. We want to help you. I thought we were friends.
Nuh-uh. That is not okay.
I do not have the authorization to make or nor become friends with anyone. And my name is Sarah. I sincerely apologize for giving you both the incorrect name during our first encounter. Please address me as Sarah from this moment forward. Whether we will have any moments after today remains uncertain.
Sarah bowed deeply once more and formed her lips into another seemingly innocuous but lifeless smile.
No, Rune!
Artificial. That is the most appropriate description of Rune. For Rune. Or Sarah. Everything about her seemed off. From the moment I met her, the indistinguishable presence, the expression is devoid of emotion and the lifelessness. Every word she speaks, every action she performs, it all feels so artificial and inhumane. Or whatever. Her formulaic and emotionless responses to our concerns from our encounter thus far are evidence of my assertions.
I must attend to other business now, so unless there is anything else, I bid you both a good day. Wait a second!
Rune, Sarah, whatever name it is you go by, before you leave, there's something I wanted to say. No matter how devoid of emotion you tried to phase your frigid responses, both Selphine and I consider you our friend. Sarah had turned and started walking in the opposite direction until my statement stopped her. If there's anything that we can do to help you, please don't hesitate to ask. Just tell us the truth. If you're not being held against your will, and if you're not being forced to labor away for Regicide, then what is it that keeps you bound to him? Why do you feel attached to him so much even though he treats you like an object? Is it something she can't disclose in full confidence to others? What is it that compels her to choose to stay with Regicide? No matter how she tries to hide it, Rune doesn't appear to be staying by Regicide's side willingly. Then why? You don't have to subject yourself to his brand of treatment. We are all free to make our own decisions. If she really is staying at his side by choice, then there's little that we can do to help her. If you don't want us to get involved anymore than we are, then...
Miss Ritona!
She cuts me off.
You have the wrong idea. Does a hammer question its role as a tool? Does it curse its own destiny? I am not being held against my will, nor do I question my purpose. If this has not been dawned upon you yet, I will clarify this once more for you. I do not have any authority because I am property of Savitz Corporation.
Nuh-uh.
I do not have the freedom to make my own decisions because I am property of Savitz Corporation. I do not have the right to feel or feel attachment towards Master Rudo. I am an object. I am a tool. I am the hammer.
She spoke in succession without a single hint of emotion this time. That shouldn't be possible. Nobody would drown themselves in such depression without struggling to intake a single breath of air. This thing is not the girl we met yesterday. She's not our Rune. It could be one of the copies.
Goodbye, Miss Selphine and Miss Ritona.
Selphine is like, fuck this. How could Rune have changed so much over the course of a day? This is the worst scenario that neither of us could have even imagined possible. I glanced at Selphine and saw flames raging within her sky-blue eyes. Milady?
Ritona, I can't believe the last time I felt this angry. I'm angry enough to grab her by the arms and shake some sense into her. I don't care if she ends up despising me for it.
This was Rune's decision, milady, as much as it pained me to admit. I understand you're displeased with our conversation, but if you sincerely chase after her in an attempt to shake some sense into her, Sarah may really despise you, milady.
I could live with that, but something's been bothering me.
Something being?
It's probably the exact same thing that's still bothering you as well. Who is she really? Is she Rune or is she Sarah? Is she really the girl who guided us around in exchange for the perspective of a pair of outsiders? Or was it all an act? I just want to know the truth, Ritona. And it's not just Rune, I want to know about it. I want to know about Katie, the Atapol, the Interpol, and so much more now. I want to know if slavery is a cultural practice here. I didn't know discriminatory practices are being done here. But more than anything, I want to know what happened to our friend.
Selphine, do you think you could condone any sort of discriminatory practice, milady? Famine, pestilence, war. These are all things that have been eradicated from Rughzenhaide for the most part. Regardless of Katie and the Outer Pole being far beyond the borders of manakravte's alliance, I don't believe either of us could tolerate the practice of slavery. I need to be up here.
It's not a matter of pragmatics, Ritona. Not that we're in a completely different land and culture, I would rather know as much as I can, even if I can't change anything.
Selphine's eyes appeared tinged with uncharacteristic vigor as she gazed towards the direction that Rune had departed. Hours have passed well into the evening since our encounter with Rune. While Selphine slumbered away at our inn, exhausted from the afternoon's events, I suddenly sneaked away to the central district. Uncontrollable curiosity clawed away at my mind, unsettling me for the latter half of the afternoon. That curiosity was slightly put to ease once I attained the information I sought from the quartermaster. Nearby Savit's Enterprise's manor mine was a cemetery. Fortunately for me, I was informed that the cemetery was proximate? I don't know, to the woods where the riptide carried both Selphine and me. With my bearings in mind, I set out to return to the oxygen-deficient forest, and after several minutes I came upon the cemetery. It appeared well maintained and usually bereft of dread, but it was sealed by wrought iron bars and a locked gate. But a cemetery is still a cemetery, even at night, and this distinct lack of dread and dreariness is unsettling. I don't like this at all. A thick mist suddenly fell upon the wooded area, shrouding the cemetery and my surroundings in a smoky veil. Where to begin? I bypassed the sealed gate and retrieved the parchment that the innkeeper had given me before my departure. Apparently it reads, Rune Savitz, in the language here. I have to find a headstone to silence my concerns once and for all. I'm still quite illiterate in the language, so I'll have to match every name on these headstones to the name written on this parchment. This way, at least I'll know who our friend is, and whether the Rune we know is really Rune Savitz or Sarah. 20 minutes have elapsed since I began my search. The cemetery is large. The mist has caused me to lose my bearings. I can't even tell where the main gate is anymore. I don't like the blackness! No. Rain! Damn it! If I had to guess, I must have only explored about a third of the cemetery so far. The cemetery is ludicrously large. How many generations of Kenya's people are resting beneath the soil on which I stand? The mist has turned into a drizzle, and it feels as if it's only going to intensify into a downpour soon. I need to find a headstone soon. Not even 5 minutes have passed and already the drizzle has turned into a downpour. By this time, both my coat and cloak have become drenched, slowly sapping away my body's warmth. There isn't much I can do in this rain, even less if the innkeeper's parchment becomes legible. The rain drowned my spirits and forced me to consider looking for any form of shelter available in the cemetery. So I saw her. Huh? What the hell was that? Oh no, no. I am... This is Sarah. Her unexpected arrival left me frozen with intangible fear.
Miss Ritona, are you searching for Mistress Rune's headstone?
I couldn't utter a single response. Her presence and her keen insight shook me like electricity. Until this moment, I believed that nothing could ever take me by surprise again. I wouldn't be caught off my guard, and if I ever was, I would turn to manakravte, as she said. But even that was rendered useless by the sight of her own mind. Who together and compose myself. I remember that she did something similar when we first met. She snuck up on us with her lifeless presence and I failed to detect her. But her eyes never radiated red. Just what? Just what are you really? His face remained static and devoid of any emotion, as the relentless droplets of rain continued to shower upon us. I struggled to keep my eyes open and focused on Sarah against the instinctive reflex to blink against the intrusion of rainwater. She didn't even bat an eye.
You will not find Mistress Princess Selphine.
Why? How do you know? Is it because you're her? Are you Princess?
Who can say?
What kind of response is that? Are you her or are you not her?
You have entered the premises of property and is all the exclusives of its enterprise. You are not authorized to be on this property. I apologize, but I must insist that you leave immediately.
My last words are almost inaudible against the pitter-patter of the rain. I understood the implication.
Please, do not trouble Master Rudo or the Civics Enterprise. Both you and Miss Selphine must leave Katie and never return. Goodbye.
After those parting words, Rune melted into the landscape and disappeared into the forest. It could have been the chill from the rain, but if I'm not mistaken, this is a moment of sadness and solitude when the